Hey, it's Big Game James McCarty, Sports Director at Flag Family Media, here with Dragon men's basketball guard Eddie Beeninga. Eddie, you guys are right in the midst, going into this weekend, of a losing streak right now. Where is the team mentality at to persevere through that streak and to be able to end it and get back in the win column?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough losing 4 in a row. Like, no one wants to go through that. But I think we can take some positives out of it, just, coming together and trying to fight through this. And I think we are going towards that goal. So I think just trying to find the good in all this bad is probably the best thing that we can get out of it. So
working through, whether you talk about having 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, you talk about having transfers mix into either the starting lineup or also as reserves, being down a starter or 2, regardless any of that stuff. I know every time I talk to Coach Berge, he says throw that out the window, that doesn't matter. But where do you think this team is going to get back on the right track? Is it just getting comfortable and the chemistry built up with guys? Is it going to be the defensive tenacity that you guys brought last week? And where do you think you guys are right on the cusp of getting back into the win streak?
Yeah, I mean, I think that our team is really close together. Like, we all enjoy being with each other and hang outside of basketball. But I think it's mainly our defense and just coming together with that team defense. And obviously we got guys that can score. So I think just kind of buckling down and it all comes down to defense, I think. So I think that's one of the main points.
Regardless of who you play in this conference, it is a war each and every night. Whether you're in Sioux Falls, you're in Minot, you come home this weekend, you're in Mankato and Winona, 2 tough teams that one's the reigning national champion, another one is a team that's fighting to be in the top 25 in the country. When you approach those 2 matchups, how do you keep yourself paced as well for the weekend, knowing you're going to have 2 really high energy, high intensity, but also very physical matchups in the conference back-to-back nights?
Yeah, I think we mainly try to focus on one game at a time. So we really go over Mankato these past 2 days and, kind of focus on them and just coming up to that matchup Friday, play them, hopefully come out with the win, and then move on to Winona Saturday. So I think just taking it one game at a time and kind of focusing in really helps us, in the long run. So
if I were to just mesh this weekend's worth of games together, you had mentioned a couple moments ago about defense being key, and you guys really, for the majority of 40 minutes, 2 consecutive nights last weekend, played well defensively. But this upcoming weekend, whether we're talking Mankato or Winona, they both have purple in them. Let's just roll with that. What needs to happen to be successful this weekend in either and both matchups?
I think obviously defense, but like our execution on both ends of the floor. It's been a little choppy these past couple games, so whether that's running a set or just moving the ball on offense and then being able to guard your guy and kind of have that team help defense mindset. So I think execution's a big part of that as well. So just going into the game focused and staying on that one thing.
Last thing I have for you is you're a guy who has been in the starting lineup. You're a guy who has come off the bench, but at this point, being down not 1, but 2 all-league first-team guys at guard, where have you grown as a player, not just this season, but really over the last handful of weeks with those guys being on the sideline and you having to become more of a vocal leader on the squad?
Yeah, I think the biggest part is just becoming more of a vocal leader and leader for the guys, just being able to, grab some of the freshmen and say, hey, let's turn it up now. We need you guys. We need you guys to step up because we're down a couple guys. And I know Berge always says it doesn't matter what the situation is. No one cares. You got to keep going. But just being that leader for those guys and being able to, bring people together is kind of where I feel like I've grown a lot.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Eddie, for coming. Your time, always appreciate it, and we're looking forward to good luck this weekend.
Appreciate it.
And Big Game James McCarty alongside Eddie Beeninga of the Dragon men's basketball program. Have a great rest of your day.